The moment she says it, you need to leave. No second thoughts, no explanations. Just go. Now that I've got your attention, let's get real. As a man, you've been taught to stay strong, provide, protect, and persevere. But no one tells you what to do when a woman you're dating or even deeply in love with shows red flags so bright they could blind you. You're told to be patient, to understand her, to be the bigger person. You're told that walking away is weakness. Let me tell you something they won't. Sometimes, walking away is the strongest, smartest move a man can make. This video is not about bashing women. It's not about promoting hate or disrespect. It's about awareness. It's about protecting your peace, your dignity, your mental health, and in many cases, your future. Some of you are already in relationships where your gut keeps whispering, something isn't right. Others are dating women who leave you drained, disrespected, and confused. But you keep holding on, hoping they'll change. This is your wake-up call. Every man needs to know when it's time to stop fighting for her and start fighting for himself. There are things a woman can say or do that reveal her character, her intentions, and how she truly views you. And if you don't learn how to spot these things early, you'll end up stuck in a situation where you're being emotionally manipulated, financially drained, mentally broken, or all of the above. Let's be honest, society gives women a lot of space to express themselves, even when they're being toxic. But men, we're expected to take it all in, stay quiet, and just man up. Well, not here. Not today. This is your space. This is your lesson. And this is your warning. We're about to break down the exact signs, statements, and behaviors that should make any man think twice. And if you see them, don't argue, don't beg, don't explain. Walk away. Because the cost of ignoring these signs isn't just a few months of heartache. It can cost you your dreams, your focus, your peace of mind, and in some cases, your entire life. Some of these red flags might seem small at first. A joke here, a comment there. But make no mistake, they reveal major character flaws and deep-seated attitudes that no amount of love, money, or patience can fix. You can't pour into someone who only wants to drain you. You were not born to be someone's emotional punching bag. You were not created to constantly prove your worth to someone who refuses to see it. You're not supposed to suffer in silence just to be in a relationship. If a woman says or does certain things we're about to cover, you don't stay to talk it out. You don't stay to make it work. You don't stay because you've already invested too much. You leave because you value yourself. We live in a time where loyalty is rare, respect is optional, and many people are out here dating just to see what they can get from someone else. As a man, you've got to be sharp. You've got to protect yourself with more than muscles or money. You need wisdom. And that's what this video will give you. No, not every woman is toxic. Not every woman is manipulative or disrespectful. There are amazing women out there who love deeply, communicate clearly, and respect their man fully. But this video isn't about them. This video is about the kind of woman who doesn't deserve your presence, your time, or your energy. And make no mistake, she can come in a beautiful package. She can be smart, successful, and charming. But if she does the things we're about to talk about, she's not for you. She's dangerous to your emotional well-being, and if you stay, you'll regret it later. So before we dive into these 5 critical sections, remember this. Your time is valuable. Your love is a gift. Your peace is non-negotiable. And walking away is not weakness. It's wisdom. 1, she says, all men are trash. Let's get this straight. The moment a woman says all men are trash, and whether it's in a joke, a rant, or a casual conversation, you need to stop and think. That one sentence tells you more than you think. It reveals her mindset, her unresolved issues, and how she might eventually treat you, no matter how good your intentions are. Now, some people will say, oh, she's just expressing frustration, or she doesn't mean all men. But think about it. If a man went around saying, all women are gold diggers, would people excuse him? Number. He'd be labeled bitter, sexist, and toxic. So why should you ignore it when it's aimed at you? When a woman casually says, all men are trash, she's revealing one of two things, and neither is good for a relationship. First, she might be stuck in a victim mindset. Maybe she's been hurt before, we all have. But instead of healing, she's chosen to stay angry. That anger has turned into a general hatred or distrust for all men. And guess what? If you enter a relationship with her, she won't treat you as a unique man with good values. She'll treat you like the last guy who hurt her. Everything you do will be filtered through that pain. You'll constantly feel like you're proving that you're not one of them. That's not a relationship. That's a trial. Second, she might be using the phrases power play, a way to keep you on edge, to make you feel small, or to control the dynamic. If she sees you already trying to impress her or win her over, she might use phrases like that to test you or to make you feel like you're lucky to even be in her space. That's manipulation. That's not a woman who respects men. That's a woman who sees men as disposable. And here's the biggest issue. If she believes that all men are trash, how can she truly respect you? How can she honor you, support you, or build a future with you? She already sees your gender as broken. And over time, that belief will bleed into how she speaks to you, how she treats you, and how she values the relationship. You might start noticing that she questions everything you say, even when you're being honest. You'll feel like you're constantly on trial. She'll act like you're guilty until proven innocent. And no matter how much you do for her, it will never be enough to change her mind, because her mind was made up long before she met you. Now here's what makes this dangerous. She can be beautiful, smart, funny, and successful. She might even treat you well in the beginning. But that mindset doesn't stay hidden forever. It will eventually come out, usually when you make a mistake, when you set a boundary, or when you simply disagree with her. That's when the men are trash energy shows up, and you'll realize she never truly saw you as an individual. You were just another man in her mind. And in her story, that usually means the villain. Let's break it down simply. You can't build a healthy relationship with someone who sees your entire gender as the enemy. One day a guy meets a woman online. She's witty, stylish, seems independent. They go on a few dates and things seem great. But during one hangout, she casually says, "I don't even trust men anymore. All men are trash." He laughs it off at first, thinking she's joking. But over time, she keeps repeating it. Every time he makes a mistake, no matter how small, she brings it up. Typical man, men are useless, or you guys are all the same. Slowly, he finds himself walking on eggshells. He starts hiding how he feels just to avoid arguments. He starts doubting himself, wondering if maybe he is the problem. And before long, the relationship drains him. Here's the truth. You deserve better. You deserve a woman who sees the good in you, who speaks life into you, who doesn't carry the bitterness of her past into your present. A woman who uplifts instead of generalizing, who heals instead of hating, and who values you not just for what you do, but for who you are. So when she says all men are trash, don't argue. Don't try to prove her wrong. Don't stay to change her mind. Because if she truly believed men are trash, she wouldn't be looking for one. And if she sees you that way deep down, she'll never treat you with the love and respect you need. Walk away. Not because you're weak, but because you value peace, respect, and a relationship built on mutual trust, not gender stereotypes. 2. She constantly disrespects you in public. If there's one thing every man needs to understand, it's this. A woman who publicly disrespects you does not value you. Period. Now let's be clear. We're not talking about playful teasing, light jokes, or fun banter between partners. We're talking about straight up disrespect, mocking you, talking down on you, challenging your every word in front of others just to prove a point, making you the punchline in front of her friends, raising her voice at you in public like you're a child. That's not love. That's ego. And if you let it slide once, it won't stop. Why is public disrespect such a red flag? Because it tells you how she really sees you when image matters most. See, anyone can pretend to be sweet behind closed doors. But who a person is in public, that's the raw version. That's the unfiltered truth. So if a woman feels bold enough to put you down in front of people, she's sending a clear message. You don't deserve her respect. And here's the catch. It usually starts small. Maybe she interrupts you every time you speak. Maybe she laughs a little too hard when others make fun of you. Maybe she jokingly exposes your private struggles just to get a reaction. You'll think it's not a big deal. But over time, it grows. Because disrespect, when left unchecked, becomes a habit. Now let's break this down. Why would a woman disrespect a man she claims to love? There are a few reasons, and none of them are healthy. 1. She doesn't respect your leadership. Some women have been conditioned to believe that masculinity is weakness, and male leadership is a threat. So when they see a man trying to take charge, make decisions, or lead with calm confidence, they push back. Not in private, where discussions belong, but in public, where they can embarrass him and take control of the narrative. 2. She's trying to impress others. This is common in groups. Some women want to appear dominant, clever, or unbothered, so they make their man the target. It's like a performance, and you're the sacrifice. She scores points with the crowd by lowering your value. And sadly, many men laugh along, not realizing they're being publicly stripped of their dignity. 3. She's testing your limits. Some women will push just to see what you'll tolerate. If you stay silent, she knows she can get away with more. If you laugh it off, she assumes you're weak. So she keeps pushing, crossing boundary after boundary, until there's no respect left in the relationship. Just control. Let's paint a scenario. You're out with friends. You make a comment during the conversation and she immediately cuts you off. That's not true, babe. He always says things like this, but he never gets his facts right. He's bad with memory. Everyone laughs. You laugh too, nervously. She sees it. And later that night, you feel it. The sting of being made small by the person who's supposed to have your back. This is not about being sensitive. This is about basic respect. The kind that every man deserves, especially from the woman beside him. A woman who respects you will never shame you in public. She'll defend you, uplift you, and if there's an issue, she'll wait till you're alone to talk about it. That's maturity. That's partnership. That's love. But a woman who constantly disrespects you in front of others, that's a woman who doesn't see you as her equal. That's someone trying to dominate you. And if you let her, it'll only get worse. Here's the silent damage disrespect causes. It kills your confidence. It builds resentment. It creates a power imbalance. And worst of all, it teaches others how to treat you. Because when your woman disrespects you in public, she's telling the world, you're not worth honoring. And people follow that energy. You'll notice your friends stop taking you seriously. Her friends mock you behind your back. Even strangers can sense when a man is being dominated. It's painful. And it's avoidable. You don't need to argue. You don't need to fight fire with fire. Just recognize the pattern and walk away. Not in anger, in power. Because a man who respects himself won't stay where he's being torn down. And don't fall for the guilt traps. I was just joking. You're too sensitive. You're overreacting. No, you're not. You're seeing clearly. And you're setting a standard. Here's what it comes down to. If she can't protect your image in public, she's not safe for your soul in private. Love isn't loud disrespect. It's quiet loyalty. If she can't give you that, don't stay hoping she'll change. Disrespect doesn't improve. it intensifies. So, the next time a woman belittles you in front of people, raises her voice to you in public, or makes you the joke at a dinner table, don't argue. Just remember, you deserve a woman who lifts you up, not one who tears you down for sport. And the only response to public disrespect is private distance. Walk away. Protect your peace. 3. She uses intimacy as a weapon. Let's be brutally honest. When a woman uses intimacy as a bargaining chip, it's not just manipulation, it's control. And far too many men are walking into that trap with their eyes wide open, smiling like everything is fine. Here's the truth. Intimacy should never be used as a tool to punish, reward, or control a man. It should be an expression of mutual connection, not a contract. When a woman begins withholding affection, physical closeness, or emotional warmth on purpose to get you to act a certain way, she's playing a dangerous game, and you're the pawn. It doesn't start with a clear statement. No one comes out and says, "If you don't do this, you won't get that." It's more subtle. It creeps in. Maybe she gets upset over something small, and suddenly she goes cold. She doesn't touch you. She avoids closeness. She becomes distant, but not because she's genuinely hurt, or needs space, or is processing. This is different. This is calculated. She knows what she's doing. She's training you, and most men don't even see it. And here's why it's so effective. Because most men crave intimacy from the woman they love. We're not just talking about the physical. We're talking about connection. That feeling of being seen, accepted, and wanted. So, when that gets taken away, a man starts bending. He becomes more agreeable. He stops bringing up uncomfortable topics. He apologizes even when he's not wrong. He starts doing things just to get her back to normal. That's not love, that's survival. Men often don't realize the psychological weight of this kind of dynamic. You start walking on eggshells. You overthink every move. You chase the version of her that only shows up when she's happy and disappear whenever she decides you're out of line. You begin to confuse obedience with peace. But inside, you're slowly losing yourself. This is not a partnership. This is a power play. When a woman withholds intimacy with intention, she's trying to condition you. She wants to be in control, without saying it directly. It's emotional blackmail masked as boundaries. And many men fall into it because they've been taught to always keep the peace, even when the price is their dignity. Let's be clear. Choosing not to be intimate isn't wrong. Everyone has that right. The red flag is the motive behind it. When it becomes a pattern, especially during disagreements or power struggles, it's no longer about choice. It's about manipulation. And manipulation, no matter how subtle, is toxic. This tactic also damages trust, because over time, you stop feeling secure in the relationship. You start wondering, is she close to me because she wants to be, or because I'm doing what she likes today? That doubt eats away at connection. It makes every good moment feel temporary, like it can be taken away the second you step out of line. You also lose your voice. Every disagreement feels like a risk. You hesitate to speak up. You avoid conflict. You bottle things up. Why? Because you know what's coming. Withdrawal, coldness, distance. So instead of standing firm, you shrink. You silence yourself. You tolerate more than you should. And here's the painful part. Some men think this is normal. They think this is how relationships work, that being a man means enduring it. But it's not. A woman who loves you won't play games with intimacy. She won't treat you like a puppet she can control with silence or sex. She won't use your need for connection against you. That's not love. That's power disguised as passion. A healthy relationship is based on open communication, mutual respect, and shared vulnerability. If she's only warm when things go her way and cold when they don't, she's not nurturing a bond. She's building a system of control. You weren't made to beg for love. You weren't created to perform for closeness. If a woman's love feels like a reward, you have to earn every day. Walk away. Because real love doesn't punish. It doesn't control. It doesn't withhold. It gives freely, consistently, and without conditions. And without. 4. She competes with you, not supports you. Let's address something many men ignore until it's too late. You're in a relationship, not a competition. But what happens when the woman you love turns every win into a challenge, every move into a scoreboard, and every goal you chase into a threat? Let's talk about it. The competitive partner. And no, we're not talking about playful banter or healthy motivation. We're talking about the kind of competition where your success makes her feel smaller, not prouder. Where your growth triggers her ego, not her support. Where you rising means she has to rise higher, just to feel equal. That's not partnership. That's rivalry. And men, some of you are asleep at the wheel. You think it's harmless. You say, she's just ambitious, or she likes to prove herself. Nothing wrong with a strong woman. Nothing wrong with a driven woman. But there's everything wrong with a woman who treats you like the enemy when you succeed. Wake up. Here's how it plays out. You share a win. Maybe you got a raise, closed a deal, launched something big. Instead of celebration, you get silence. Or worse, sarcasm. Must be nice to have things go your way. You feel confused. You expect a high five and get an eye roll. Or she subtly shifts the energy. Well, I've been thinking of starting my own thing too. Suddenly, it's not about your win, it's about her catching up. You didn't even know you were in a race. Let's be real. A woman who sees you as competition will never fully support your growth. She might say the right things, but her energy will tell the truth. She'll downplay your progress. She'll compare achievements. She'll feel the need to match you. Not because she wants to grow with you, but because she's afraid you'll outgrow her. And the dangerous part? You'll start shrinking just to keep the peace. You'll stop talking about your dreams. You'll downplay your success. You'll hold back from leveling up because deep down, you know, the more you rise, the more she resents it. And no man should ever feel guilty for growing. No man should ever feel like winning in life will cost him his relationship. Men, it's time to stop normalizing emotional competition. A woman who's truly for you will cheer when you win. She won't see your growth as a threat to hers. She'll stand beside you, not behind you or against you. She'll believe in your vision and want to be part of it, not compete with it. But here's the mirror. Some of you are choosing these women because you're still stuck in your ego too. You like the chase. You like the challenge. You think her resistance makes her strong. You confuse tension with chemistry. And by the time you realize she's more focused on beating you than building with you, it's too late. It's time to be honest. You can't build a peaceful future with someone who's constantly trying to prove she's better than you. That's not a queen. That's a rival. And you deserve more than that. Let her go. Let go of the drama disguised as passion. Let go of the tension that drains your spirit. Let go of the mindset that says, you can't have peace and love at the same time. You can. But it starts with choosing a woman who understands what partnership actually means. You don't need someone who competes with your grind. You need someone who respects it, who supports it, who celebrates it without comparison. Build with someone who brings peace, not pressure. Because at the end of the day, the right woman won't race you. She'll run with you. 5. She respects no one, not even you. Let's cut straight to it. If a woman has no respect for anyone, not her parents, not your friends, not strangers, not even you need to run, not walk. Run. Respect is the foundation of every healthy relationship. Without it, Love becomes manipulation. Communication becomes shouting. And loyalty turns into fear. Some men think they can tolerate disrespect if there's beauty, status, or vibes attached to it. But let me ask you this. How long can you thrive where you're constantly belittled, ignored, or made to feel small? It often starts with how she talks about others. Watch how she speaks about her family. Is it always hostile? Does she trash talk her own friends, mock other women, or talk down to people in service roles? Don't ignore it. If she disrespects others freely, it's only a matter of time before you're next. Then it moves into your space. She dismisses your opinions, mocks your goals, interrupts you mid-sentence, or laughs when you're serious. Suddenly, the woman you thought was confident turns out to be just rude, and you're calling it attitude or personality. Men, too many of you have been trained to see disrespect as passion. You've been told that a loud, combative woman is just strong. That being constantly challenged is how you grow. Remember that there's a difference between a woman who pushes you forward and one who pulls you down. A disrespectful woman doesn't care about how she makes you feel. She only cares about being right, being dominant, or being heard. She doesn't listen. She waits to reply. She doesn't argue to find peace. She argues to win. And the scariest part? You start to adjust. You start to accept it. You stop voicing your thoughts. You tell yourself, that's just how she is. But that's not strength. That's survival. Wake up. A woman who truly values you won't insult you when she's upset. She won't mock your vulnerability or attack your dignity. She'll respect your presence, your boundaries, your voice. So if she respects no one, not even you, don't fight to stay. Fight to leave, because love without respect is never love. And a man who accepts disrespect will never find peace. Choose better. Walk away.